Disclaimer. The following is a tactical simulation and strategic analysis based on real military capabilities and documented weapon systems. All scenario events are fictional. April 2026, 0200 hours local time. The Persian Gulf. Imagine this scenario. A USS Nimitz-class carrier strike group sails through dark waters. Thousands of American sailors are asleep. Radar operators in the Combat Information Center watch glowing green screens in total silence. Then, the screens explode with contacts. Not missiles, not fighter jets. 200 Iranian Shahed kamikaze drones, flying low, slow, and completely blacked out, swarming out of the Iranian coastline like a plague of locusts, heading straight for the aircraft carrier. Iran's strategy is simple, cheap, and brutally effective. Overwhelm the Aegis combat system with sheer numbers, exhaust multi-million-dollar interceptor missiles, let the remaining drones turn a billion-dollar carrier into a burning wreck. Tehran's commanders think they have checkmated the United States Navy. They are wrong. 15,000 feet above the carrier, hidden in the pitch-black night, a heavily modified cargo plane circles in a slow, continuous orbit, the AC-130J Ghostrider, the Angel of Death. In exactly 90 seconds, it will open its side doors, unleash a relentless storm of 105mm artillery and 30mm cannon fire, and turn Iran's ultimate drone swarm into falling, flaming debris. 200 drones, reduced to ash, 0 American casualties. This is the tactical breakdown of how America's most devastating flying artillery platform would neutralize a mass drone swarm attack. Section 1. The Iranian strategy. To understand the absolute carnage of this 90-second engagement, we need to examine Iran's asymmetric warfare doctrine. For years, Iran recognized a fundamental reality. They cannot compete with the United States Navy in conventional warfare. No stealth fighters, no blue water navy. Fundamentally outmatched in every traditional metric. So they invested heavily in the drone swarm. The Shahed 136 loitering munition is essentially a flying lawnmower packed with 100 pounds of high explosives. Unit cost, approximately $20,000, laughably cheap by military standards. But here is the mathematical nightmare they create. An Arleigh Burke-class destroyer carries approximately 90 vertical launch cells. If Iran launches 200 drones simultaneously, the destroyer mathematically cannot shoot them all down with interceptor missiles alone. Even if the Phalanx close-in weapon system engages the survivors at close range, a few drones will inevitably penetrate the defensive net. And a 100-pound warhead impacting a carrier's flight deck is not just damage, it is a catastrophic, mission-ending event. Section 2. The American response. In our scenario, U.S. Central Command anticipated this exact threat vector. They did not scramble expensive F-35s to kill cheap drones with million-dollar missiles. They sent the AC-130J Ghostrider. The AC-130 is a legend of close air support, traditionally deployed to obliterate ground targets, raining fire on insurgent compounds and hardened positions. Using a heavy, slow gunship for air-to-air combat sounds like tactical madness. Against a slow-moving drone swarm, it is tactical perfection. Section 3. The Ghostrider's arsenal. Let's break down the weapons platform. Primary weapon, the 105mm M102 howitzer. Yes, a literal artillery cannon mounted out the side of an airplane. But for this mission, it is not loaded with standard high-explosive rounds. It is loaded with proximity-fused air-burst fragmentation rounds. This is the secret weapon. When fired, these rounds do not need to directly hit a drone. The radar proximity fuse detects when the shell is within lethal range of the swarm and detonates it in midair. A single 105mm airburst round explodes into thousands of razor-sharp tungsten fragments, creating a deadly wall of shrapnel 50 meters wide. A gigantic shotgun in the sky. Backing up the howitzer, the 30mm GAU-23/A Bushmaster chain gun, 200 rounds per minute of high-explosive incendiary ammunition. And finally, advanced targeting pods, thermal imaging, and a battle management system capable of simultaneously tracking dozens of small, fast-moving targets. Section 4. The 90-second massacre. The swarm crosses the coastline. Aegis radars on the escorting destroyers immediately paint all 200 targets. Alarms blare across the carrier. The strike group prepares for point defense. Then the order comes down from the air warfare commander. Hold your fire. Let Reaper 1-1 handle it. 15,000 feet above, the AC-130J banks into its signature pylon turn. Left wing angled toward the ocean. Broadside weapons perfectly aligned with the incoming swarm. Inside the darkened belly of the Ghostrider, fire control officers study their thermal screens. 200 bright white-hot dots moving against the cold, dark ocean. Fire control officer. Target locked. Swarm acquired. Fuses set to airburst. Aircraft commander. Cleared hot. T-minus 90 seconds. The 105mm howitzer fires. Massive recoil shakes the entire aircraft. The shell screams downward at sonic speed, reaches calculated altitude, detonates. A blinding flash illuminates the night. The airburst creates a massive expanding sphere of tungsten fragments. Instantly, 15 Iranian drones are shredded, wings ripped off, engines destroyed, warheads detonating simultaneously in midair. T-minus 75 seconds. Boom, boom, boom. The automated loading system fires the howitzer every few seconds. Each airburst creates a new flat cloud of death. The sky over the Persian Gulf looks like a violent, apocalyptic thunderstorm. Dozens of drones disintegrate every second. Iran's strategy relies on tight formation flying. That tightness is now their fatal flaw. They are flying directly into a meat grinder. T-minus 45 seconds. Over half the swarm is gone. Surviving drones scatter. Their rudimentary autopilots attempt altitude adjustments to avoid the flat clouds. The Ghostrider transitions to secondary weapons. The 30mm Bushmaster opens up. A continuous, terrifying roar. A solid stream of explosive tracer rounds sweeps across the remaining drones like a laser beam of fire. When a 30mm explosive round hits a fiberglass drone, it does not crash. It vaporizes into a mist of burning plastic and fuel. T-minus 20 seconds. The sky is raining fire. Sailors on the deck of the carrier watch in absolute awe. The dark sky fills with burning debris falling harmlessly into the ocean, miles from the fleet. Sensor operators. 5 targets. 3 targets. 1 target. A short, controlled burst from the 30mm cannon saws the final Shahed drone cleanly in half. T-minus 0. Reaper 1-1 to strike group. All inbound threats eliminated. Sky is clean. Total engagement time, 90 seconds. Section 5. Battle damage assessment. Iran launched 200 kamikaze drones. Months of production, millions of dollars of investment. American response, 0 interceptor missiles expended. A fraction of the cost. Total annihilation of the swarm. 0 drones reach the carrier group. 0 American casualties. 0 damage to the fleet. The strategic implication is massive. Iran's ultimate asymmetric weapon, the mass drone swarm, has been proven completely ineffective against adaptive American tactics. Tehran believed cheap numbers could overwhelm American technology. They forgot that America possesses the most devastating flying artillery platform in human history. Outro. The AC-130J Ghostrider does not just dominate the ground. When called upon, it turns the sky into an impenetrable wall of steel and fire. In this scenario, every IRGC commander who ordered the strike would be staring at empty screens, a multi-million-dollar operation erased by a single aircraft in the time it takes to brew a cup of coffee. This is the reality of modern military capability. America does not just adapt to new threats, it annihilates them. What's your tactical analysis? Could any nation's drone swarm survive a direct confrontation with the Angel of Death? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want the deepest dives into military strategy, weapon systems, and the overwhelming power of the US arsenal, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. You will not want to miss what comes next.